bow. We need some intro music. Are there any like techie nerds that could send me like a licensed intro that we could use for these Facebook Live / podcast / put these little videos on YouTube? If there's any Team Zooters out there that are blessed in the audio visual arts, then hit me up, because we should work on an intro to this Team Zoot thing. So happy Friday, everybody. It is April 26th. We welcome you. Cheryl, what's going on? I do want to apologize for last week. I didn't feel in it. Like, I just felt like not that excited. I don't know. I felt like I was out of breath. Like I just read. So today I have a coffee and we're back. So the whole preface of last week was like, just go over your bikes every once in a while, guys. They're your bikes. It's your responsibility. Be safe out there is the whole thing. So, John's got his wife on. Just yell at her from the other room. Guys, we have two Team Zooters, Matt Key and John Orlick, waiting in the waiting room to talk to you guys about Fulgaz today, which is pretty cool. Just like my coworker said a few minutes ago, what is Fulgaz? We will talk about that and how they're linked up with Ironman and how it differs a little bit from other platforms, say like on the Garmin Tact app, the Zwift platform, which most of you guys are used to, etc., and how it's really cool for triathletes that are training to do Ironman in particular. But before we get started, we got a couple things coming in the future. Check out, I know I mentioned this last time, but guys, I'm so stoked on these Rudy Project prescription glasses. First, I didn't even go through my insurance because it was like, it wasn't even worth it. I just paid out of pocket with the team discount. I used my prescription. It was super easy. And these glasses are like awesome. I just love them. They stay on my face. Look, they're not even moving. They're like, I wear them in the gym. They're pretty cool. And then I will be coming out with a review. Maybe I'll do I see David Root on there, but maybe I'll do another video on like a tubeless installation and how I do it on my road and tri bikes. Because, and I know she's not watching right now because the Team Zoot Mid-Atlantic camp kicked off today, so they're probably super busy. But like, what? Look at this thing. Booyah, kids. This thing is going to be pushing at least like maybe 100 watts in Oregon. Hopefully more if I could help it. But Anne from Head Wheels sent this to us, so I'm going to test it out, give you guys a full kind of breakdown review, how it feels, what I use it for. This is the Head Jet 180, which is pretty cool. So that'll look good on my TT bike. If Christina Lauer ever gives it back to me, I will install that for race day. So, all right, here we go. Yes, John, it is exactly like Ashley's. Hopefully this is a little bit faster. I don't know. She's working out pretty hard. All right, we got some hoping to win the challenge for the backpack. Steven Chavez. Yeah, bro. Okay, so let's bring John and Matt on the stage. Welcome, gentlemen. How are you guys?
What's going on? I'm better than the guy who's about to run a marathon tomorrow down there, but
that's true.
Which marathon are you running, Matt?
Rock and Roll Nashville.
Ah, all right. We already discussed the fact that you're wearing that jersey today, so we'll just glance over that, okay? But good luck tomorrow. How are you feeling?
I feel good, so we'll see if I can get it done for once.
Okay, yeah. Well, marathons are hard, dude. They seem like they're harder than a marathon and an Ironman, like a standalone marathon for some reason. I have no idea why, but it seems like it's more difficult. Maybe it's because you don't You're like, oh, it's just the marathon. Maybe I don't know. Who knows? I don't know.
You're not warmed up for a good couple hours beforehand.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's harder than a 70.3 in total anyway. I think it's a much harder race than doing a whole half Ironman.
Yeah. All right. There you go. What do you have like a time goal? Or are you just trying to finish? You running for fun? You running for fitness, or what's the main goal?
I want to be around 320 to possibly. I feel like I'm fit enough to go faster than that, but 320 to 330, I would be probably happy with.
All right. Paul is saying that he's lived in Nashville quite a while, so you get ready for some hills. But I'm sure you're gonna kick ass. So
we'll try.
So let's start with Jon, and then we'll go to you, Matt. But basically, like, I want you guys to tell the team what region you're in and where you live, and how long you've been on the team.
So I think I'm on my second year on the team, out of the Northeast. So I'm right outside of Philly, probably about 45 minutes away. Where I'm at, there's a decent amount of area to ride, but it's not super friendly, which is kind of why I spend a lot of time on the trainers. Mark loves to tell me I spend more time inside than anything, but it's parents we have a family house in Cambridge, Maryland as well, on the Eagleman and Ironman Maryland course. So we do a lot of riding down there with some of the Mid-Atlantic crew as well.
Well, if you're riding inside, you can't hear that. Yo, Adrian. Do people say that where you're at? Or is that just...
Actually, oddly enough, yeah, you go down to the art museum, you hear it way too often.
Awesome. All right, cool. All right, Matt, tell us about yourself.
I'm on the Great Lakes region, and my first year on the team was 2020. And then I live in Cape Girardeau, Missouri now. I'm from Tennessee, but and that's where my wife and I claim is Tennessee for sure. But we've been in Missouri now for 13 years, I think, something like that. So we have pretty good riding down where we're at, good roads, and can get some back roads and stuff with not a lot of traffic, but depending on what time of day it is. So I do ride a lot. I usually probably do a couple rides per week indoors, and then try to get outside on the weekends once the weather's really, really good. And we're getting close to having we do have pretty good temperatures now. It's just super windy at the moment.
Yeah, shout out to the Great Lakes region. You guys have you're the only bummer is you guys are so spread apart, which is, that's just kind of par for the coast. But I love how a lot of you guys are getting together in your small groups. But yeah, the weather's starting to turn a little bit, so maybe outside. But I know both of you guys, Jon being on the East Coast, Matt being in the Midwest, you spend a lot of time inside in the wintertime. It's weird because we're always chasing this goal of like trying to be like fit year round, and I'm using that loosely, right? But like it's so true because once you feel fit and you know what it feels like, you want to, like, you're always trying to chase that, So like I remember telling a friend of mine who did their first Ironman, and this was like when we were in our 30s. And I was like, dude, you're never the bummer is you're never going to be this fit again, ever in your life. It's like, this is it. You're going to taste it, and then you're just going to keep getting older. And like, but so we use these things, especially, us too. And even in California, like the winters kind of get, it rains and gets cold in the mornings, and you just can't do it. So luckily in this modern era of triathlon, we have smart trainers. We don't just have like a fluid trainer anymore or a magneto trainer. We got these really cool smart trainers. I have at the Tax Neo too, and it comes with all these awesome programs that kind of help us stay fit year round, at least some sort of fitness. So it's not like a total slog when we get back on the bike after a extended period of time. So maybe Jon, explain to us what Fulgaz is. And actually, I'm sorry, before you guys say that, let me back up. So maybe it was a year or so ago, I reached out to you guys. Well, I reached out to everyone on the team, or maybe it was the captains. I reached out to the captains, and Fulgaz, which is a virtual training platform, they wanted to partner with Team Zoot. This is like the shortest version of the story. And the girl that worked for Fulgaz, this was before Ironman even bought them, I think. And I just like kicked the can down the road because like I didn't have time, and I was like, well, every time we bring a sponsor on, it's actually like a ton of work. And she's just like, hey, we just like we have this new club feature. Like if you guys have a couple people on your team that want to spearhead it, like I'll work with them, and we'll just, like we'll set this thing up for Team Zoot. And so I put the call out. Matt and Jon graciously raised their hands. I'll do it. And they've been doing a kick-ass job hosting rides, hosting course rides and all that kind of stuff. And they're kind of like the gurus of Fulgaz. So I'll start with Jon and have Jon explain what Fulgaz is. I think most people are aware of like Zwift, for instance. So what Fulgaz is and kind of what the program is going on.
Yeah. So to start, just because I saw Pat's comment there, Matt and I don't work for Fulgaz at all. This was like Mark just said, he kind of like reached out. Anybody interested? Matt and I have talked. Matt and I both were using Fulgaz before the email got sent out. So we're like, yeah, absolutely. Zwift is a cool program. It was a neat program. I think everybody at some point in time has used it. But it's all virtual reality. None of it's real. Rovi has some real courses. I always felt, again, it was kind of like a mix of virtual reality and real footage, where Fulgaz is everything's real. It's filmed on course. I use it. Matt uses it. We've talked about for training for different events. It's extremely accurate. Now the courses are kind of filmed prior to, so not every course is out there. Happy Valley was a new course last year that's not on Fulgaz yet. Ironman Maryland got changed last year slightly, a few differences in the course, so it's slightly different. But for the most part, if you're going to see somebody on course like we do here, it's because they were filmed with the guy that was or female that was riding, right? It's not fake. It's not made up. They're real roads, real places. And it's a pretty cool program in my opinion. It's quite different than Zwift. It doesn't have the same features as some of the group ride stuff does that we'll kind of get into, but it absolutely gives you a better thing to look at in my opinion.
Yeah. So I think the main difference between, let's just say, Fulgaz and Zwift, like Zwift is a game. You have an avatar. You're in a fake world. You could race and stuff, which is all super, super cool. And it helps you stay fit and makes it fun, right? Fulgaz is, I'll just let everyone know, like, this is how I use Fulgaz, and I still use the other platforms. I use the Garmin platform and the Zwift when I need to. I try to ride outside as much as possible, but sometimes it's just easier to go inside. But Fulgaz, we have Ironman Oregon, the 70.3 in Oregon coming up, so they have most of the Ironman courses filmed. So if you're doing a race, let's just say 70.3 Chattanooga or Ironman Texas, shout out to all the Team Zooters racing this weekend. It looks pretty fun, all the shenanigans going on there. Hopefully you guys are all rested up and ready to rock. But leading up to a race like that, it's really cool because you could ride the course and know what to expect. So, for instance, in Texas or in Oregon, that's like the only course I ride. And I usually only get maybe an hour on the trainer. And truth be told, like, I don't do workouts. Like, I don't like do like intervals or any, I just like to spin my legs. And so I'll put like a movie on, but I know like at about 40 minutes, there's the one climb of the day. Like the one climb in Oregon. So it really gets you familiar with the course without having to actually pre-ride it, which is really cool. So Jon, you want to add anything to that? Or I'm sorry, Matt, you want to add anything to that?
No, I think it's awesome for race training, because last year I did Oregon and then I did Memphis, which was on it. And whenever I went, because I always drive the course the day before the race, and so as I was doing Oregon, driving it, I almost knew like the turns, just driving without even having to look at the instructions, because I was used to seeing the whole scenery, all the turns and all that stuff. So it's all filmed on race day too, which is great. So you get to see how they have the roads marked off. You can see where the aid stations are. You can see, I mean, it's possible that the road conditions can change, obviously, from the time that it was filmed, but you do get a look at the road conditions for the most part whenever you're doing that. And then you can also, the other thing I like, you can decide on if the hills are actually a climb where you might want to small ring it or not. You'll have a chance to see that. And anything that you will see turnarounds, and you can tell if turns are going to be something that you can still be fast going into, or you're going to have to slow up and actually make a turn and all that stuff. So the 2 races that I've actually used it for was great. It rode very true. I think it actually rides a little bit harder than the actual course does whenever you're getting out there so far. And I'm doing Maine and Indian Wells this year, so I've already been riding both of those as much as possible just to familiarize with it and get ready. But I personally am much higher on this app than I am any of the other training apps that I've used.
I'm glad to hear that. You guys, Matt is legit because he drives the course. That's how you know he takes it seriously. That's something I don't think I've ever done. Good for you, man. So Peter's asking, Peter, these guys, Jon and Matt are not from Fulgaz. They are Team Zoot members. If you missed it, they don't work for Fulgaz. They're just the Fulgaz liaisons for us and you guys at Team Zoot. So I don't know about the upcoming race courses and stuff like that, but please reach out to Fulgaz if you have any questions. I'm sure they'd be happy to answer it. But essentially, what they did is, you guys get it's 90 days, right, guys? Is it 90 days?
I think you still get 90
so.
days with our code off the bat.
Yeah. So there's a reach out to these guys on the socials or on your team page, and they could share the code. And you also get one with you get a free trial with your iron. So if you sign up for an Ironman, they automatically give it to you. So it's totally worth a try. So say if you sign up for a race, it really is beneficial to at least ride the course once. But I'm gonna have you guys talk a little bit about the Team Zoot hub and what's going on with it. So Jon, you want to take over?
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll get this pulled up. So when let's see if I can do this. When you first pull up Fulgaz, if you haven't gone ahead and gotten the team code and gotten us in, this is kind of what you see, right? This is the dashboard. You can see here kind of what I scroll to. There's so much in here. There's some featured courses that are really trending, which I found some really cool stuff in there to get you some good workouts in. Because like Mark, I don't put workouts in. You absolutely can load Training Peaks workouts in here as well. So you could run all of that. But again, I personally don't. I've played with it a few times, but I'll jump up here and I'll find a course. Lake Placid for me, kind of like Matt was saying, where he rode. He's been riding Maine and whatnot. I've been hammering on Placid to try and get an idea for the course that they've now decided to slightly change anyway before July. But it's there. You get a good idea. So once you do get our code loaded in, I guess I'll go over kind of how you get that in. So you can run in here to your settings up top. Once you're set up, and here would be everything. So your group ride invite code. Once you got that code, you kind of click it in here, throw your code in, hit apply. It doesn't really do anything fancy, no balloons, no confetti, nothing cool. But then when you scroll back out to your dashboard, now you're going to see the Team Zoot logo up in that left-hand corner.
Jon, what is the code? I'll post it here.
Yeah, so we have 455848.
And if you want balloons, watch. I'll give you some balloons.
He's going to do it.
Wait, no, I don't know.
You had balloons earlier. I don't know.
I had balloons earlier, so. Yeah, so when you put the code in, it automatically loads this Team Zoot little icon in there, correct?
Yeah. So in there, Matt and I will post rides. That's where we had our challenge posted, which was, numbered. You see some of the rides we've had before. there's a welcome to Fulgaz clubs, which is in there. It's a brief video, and it will kind of go over as well what Fulgaz is in the aspect of how you can do steady rides versus reactive rides. So kind of like if you're familiar with Zwift, where Zwift had almost like that rubber band feature in a group ride where nobody got dropped. There's a no drop ride. This is the same type thing. If you're like, hey, I've always wanted to see what, I want to see what Mark's talking about in Oregon when him and Ashley go out there and race each other. I don't want to ride it per se, but I do want to check it out. Well, you could go in there and put it on steady mode, and you'll watch the video. Your trainer won't adjust. Nothing's going to change. So it'd be just like doing a flat out spin for the length of time that it was filmed, but you'd get to watch the whole course. I know some of us have used that before to kind of like, hey, like, let's just get together and see what the course looks like, talk about the course. We got varying different levels of speed, but we could all get together and just watch the course while we spin our legs, maybe throw a workout in there, except for those of us who don't do workouts. So time to time, you can see like a lot of these say closed. That was because of the challenge type stuff where we had them open for a set period of time. And you can create your own as well and like share them with friends. Or I know Matt for a while, I think with one of the regions was actually doing that. They were creating a couple of rides. The group ride aspect, and Matt can chime in more because I think we kind of feel the same on this, but the group ride aspect is different from Zwift. Zwift, you say, hey, we're all going to get together at 9 o'clock in the morning. We're going to jump on, we're going to ride. You load up, you're in that kind of queue for a little bit. 9 o'clock hits and you guys all go out. You don't start at the same time unless you're on the phone with each other or on Zoom, whatnot, and you kind of hit start all at the same time. It's going to send you out whenever you go, whenever you click the start button. It will show you who's riding with you. I know some of us doing the Ironman courses that we had set up might have seen each other like, oh, somebody else is on, and you can kind of see where you do compare in that aspect. But if you didn't start at the same time, right next to your wife who's training next to you and you're making sure that you beat her, then you're just not going to get that kind of race feeling out of it until you look at the
leaderboard. Sean, let's be real. You get smoked by your wife for sure.
There are a couple times you're right.
Megan just destroys you. You could it's cool. Don't worry about it.
I was sick that day. I don't
know. But I mean, the main thing with this too, guys, is it's not, I talked to Rebecca, who does work for Fulgaz in Oceanside, and they are working on some stuff to kind of make it a little more interactive. But the reality is like, this is just like in triathlon, you're not riding in a group. Well, you're not supposed to be riding in a group, right? You're riding by yourself. You're trying to do the best thing you can for the bike course. And so this is really, that's why Ironman bought them, I think. And it is just a tool. It's a really cool tool to kind of help you guys prep for, this race and this day that you've spent a lot of money in, and trying to have a really good day, I should say, because that's really all that we're all trying to achieve, is to have fun when we finally get to the day. So yeah, we're looking at the St. George Championship, which is this the same course as the race in 2 weeks, or was this from the World Championship?
This was from the World Championship course.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah. So, and that's what's kind of cool, because I do break it down between the full and the half courses.
Your wife's talking smack.
Yeah. Lucky.
We'll be in, speaking of St. George, everybody, we'll be in St. George next week, cheering you guys on. So hopefully we'll see you Team Zooters at the top of Snow Canyon, grinding it out, which is pretty cool. So do you guys have a favorite course, or do you guys just normally stick to the courses that you are planning to ride?
So I know me personally, if I want to get just that kind of quick workout in, maybe just an hour, hour and 15-minute ride. I think it's Salmon River. Megan's probably going to chime in and tell me if I'm right or wrong, but it's a great course with a little bit of rolling hills. Outside of that, yeah, I'm either riding Lake Placid or just kind of picking a random course, maybe Ironman Cork or something I haven't seen before. That's somewhere I won't go. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a good thing that like maybe you guys would ride a course and be like, man, that looks beautiful. I want to race it, which is kind of cool. What about you, Matt?
Yeah, I ride a lot of stuff that I'm going to race, but when I don't do something like that, there are times I'll ride stuff that I have raced because I do like the Oregon course a lot, so I do ride it a decent amount. I have ridden a lot of Kona as well because I don't ever see me. I don't have any plans to do a full, so I don't see me at Kona anytime soon racing. But it is cool to actually race that course, and it is cool because you have all the crowd because it's filmed on race day, so you have all the crowd out there lined up everywhere as you race, and you get to see how actually hard that course is. And that's with no heat and no wind whenever you're doing that. So, but yeah, I mean, I just usually try to pick a course that kind of rolls and not too hilly if I don't want to climb a whole lot. But then I have tried a couple of courses that I've thought about doing the race, and after I did the course, I'm like, nope, that one's off the list. I have no interest in that course.
Yeah, for real.
Absolutely.
John, what are you showing us here? Is this different workouts that you could do?
Yeah. So Zoot, wow, dude. So they also have, outside of our Zoot stuff, Fulgaz has some preloaded workouts in. So this is like a Grand Tour training camp for any also cycling fans. There's some pretty cool Grand Tour stuff that comes on. There's no Tour de France route necessarily, but they have some very similar courses that may or may not look the exact same. So they kind of throw those in there. There's some hill climbing courses. I've done the 4-week climbing booster. It actually is pretty cool. So it's not just, that I think the main aspect for most of us is that there are those race courses out there that we get to see and practice on before we go, to actually do the event. Or like Matt said, those of us who aren't going to go to Kona, we get a chance to still ride it, which is cool. But there's a lot outside of that you can work on, your FTP stuff, workouts, and the climbing's another big one. And then they start, which I didn't sign up for yet this year. See if I can find it. No. So they, Beck, who we were talking about earlier, is awesome. She heads up a lot of cool things. And during the winter, they had an Ironman series course where, kind of like what we did, which is where we got the idea for our 70.3 route, was they picked sections of different Ironman courses. And each week they opened up, so you got to go on there and do it. And then they sent us this cool, fancy little medal. Like, I thought it was going to be a tiny little thing. They actually sent a legit medal that says Ironman on it, which was pretty cool. I have another one going now that, again, my wife decided to jump in on, and I didn't. It's nice outside. I'm going to start riding outside if I can. But so, yeah, so I mean, there's so much there. I did see some comments about, like, sometimes you have to download rides. I've reached out to Fulgaz on that because there's times like I have to hit download in order to ride it, and other times it just works without a problem. I know Matt and I have talked. Matt hasn't run into that problem yet, so it's kind of just, I think it's just kind of hit or miss. It's technology. Nothing's perfect, right?
Yeah, it's easier than flying out there and riding it. So if
Exactly.
if it doesn't work, just like pick another course. There's so many to choose from. So, So I mean, basically, guys, the moral of this Friday chat is like, if you sign up for a race with Ironman, it's free. So like, test it. I would totally test it out. If you guys have any questions, reach out to Matt and John. You can if you're not in the region. Just if you need to make a connection with them, either email us or you could email their Team Zoot captains, and we could get you in touch with them if you guys have any questions. They do these cool like little Team Zoot challenges, and there wasn't that many people that did the last one, which is really cool because we're going to give out a bag. We should do that now. So this last challenge they had, I think the everyone who participated gets in this raffle, and we're going to give away a bag. And I think we said an ultra tri bag, right, guys?
Yes.
But if you already have an ultra tri bag, so I'm gonna leave it open. If you're one of the winners, we're gonna pick two winners, right? And I'm not gonna break it up to men and women. I'm just gonna pick two. Could be two girls, could be two guys. But if you guys will then email teamzoot@zootsports.com and say, hey, I'm the winner. I'll have the names, and then ask us or tell us which bag you would like. The Ultra Tri bag, which is dope. The Ultra backpack, which is like my daily backpack. And I got it right here. So like this bad boy right here, or the duffel, which is really good. Specifically, I like it for keeping all my swim gear, and which is really, really cool. So we're gonna bring up the wheel of death right here, and we'll spin it and we'll give away some free stuff. How about that? Wait, hold on. Did I write the code? Mike is saying 455848 is invalid. 455.
I will reach out to Beck and see what's going on, because I made sure I pulled that right before we got on here, so that should be the right code.
All right.
So
we'll try it again, Mike, if you can't. So let's do some stuff. Okay, we have 7 entries. So these are pretty good odds to win some free stuff, guys. So let's do it. Let's spin the wheel. Hold on. This is not pre-planned. This is all we're on the edge of our seat. Tom, shout out to Tom. Oh, it made that noise on itself?
Yeah.
Dude, that's pretty sweet.
Nice.
Still no balloons, but
Still no.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Wait, no. Come on, bro. There you go.
Nice.
Okay, we're going to remove his name. Boom. And we're going to spin again. Let's go. All right. Big money, no whammies. You guys remember that show? Big money, no whammies, no whammies.
Of course.
Big money. Oh! Well, shout out to Megan. What up?
this is why I wanted no parts of hitting that button, just in case.
Sweet. Well, hey, congratulations, Tom and Megan. Please email teamzoot@zootsports.com, and maybe in the subject put Fulgaz Challenge winner. And then and just let us know which bag you want, and we'll ship it right out to you. And so good luck. So, well, before we say that, many thanks to Jon and Matt. You guys, give these guys a big shout out. They are like, they've taken this, and like, I do nothing. Like, I just kind of like, oh, okay, cool, sounds good. These guys are 100% driving it, and which is really cool. They're the liaisons for the Fulgaz stuff, and they're doing a kick-ass job and trying to give you guys a little bit more options in your everyday training, and specifically your winter training, which is really cool. So big thanks to you guys. We really appreciate it. And shout out to everyone doing Texas this weekend. Good luck. That is, it looks like the weather's pretty good for you guys. And then we'll see you guys. There'll be no Facebook Live next Friday, because we will be in the clenches of St. George and all the Utah goings on, and so we'll be in St. George cheering on everyone, working the expo. If you guys are doing St. George, if you are registered under Team Zoot, you would have got a personal email from me inviting you guys to a post celebration put on by Certified Piedmontese. So there's going to be, and this is at the Saturday after the race, there's going to be beef, veggies, beer, sparkling water. It'll give you guys a good chance to rub elbows with your fellow Zoot members, and some Zoot and Certified Piedmontese pros. I know Sam's going to be there. Jackie will probably be there. You guys get pick their brains after the race and stuff. So, and good luck, Matt, dude.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Kick ass this weekend, man. Like, run till you puke, right? Is that what you guys do? Run till you puke? I'll think about you when I'm doing my 2 or 3 mile run tomorrow, Matt. You'll be on the top of my brain, just being like, man, a good thing I don't have to run 23 more miles.
Appreciate it. And I'll try to send some of this humidity your way too.
No, you don't have to. We're good. So thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Good luck. Be safe, and keep doing it. All right. Cheers, boys.
See ya.
Thanks.